In the wide, sun-baked theaters of Africa's savanna and woodland, two titans walk the land with such purpose that every plant and animal seems to bend to their presence. This question has captured imaginations for generations. A simple duel on paper becomes wonderfully complex in the field. I invite you to join me now as we peel back the layers. In this epic wildlife comparison, we break down raw power-size strength survival skills. We will examine the build of bone and muscle, the tools they wield in tusk and horn, the armor of skin, and the tactics encoded by evolution. Each fact, each anecdote, will be presented not as a cold ledger, but as a living portrait of animals honed by time. African elephants can stand up to 13 feet at the shoulder, living skylines on the savanna. Rhinos, even the largest, top out near 6 feet, power packed low. That vertical edge widens an elephant's field of view and options. Imagine standing beneath one, legs like pillars, shade as broad as a tree. A vast column of bone and muscle. The back's crown rides far above the grass. Those great ears aren't just for show. They cool blood through huge vessels, radiators in the heat. With heat dumped, a giant can keep moving, scanning, and browsing longer. Height plus trunk reach lifts dinners from branches most herbivores never touch. By contrast, a rhino sits low and compact, mass tightened close to the ground. Sight is poor, but smell and hearing are superb. Watch the sniffing and sharp ear flicks. Calves trail behind the mother like a duckling, tucked into the wake of her bulk. Height alone doesn't tell the story. Elephants loom. Rhinos keep a low center that converts into brutal forward drive. Long elephant limbs sustain rolling strides. Stockier rhino limbs launch short, forceful surges. In scale, one rules above, the other owns the ground. Two designs shaped by size, sharing the same wide savanna. An elephant's weight speaks with every step. Slow footfalls compress soil as cushioned pads spread the load like living snowshoes. For scale, a record African elephant topped 10 metric tons, a big white rhino male, about 2.3. Watch how water yields beneath their crossing silhouettes. In motion, force equals mass times velocity. The elephant carries greater momentum, the rhino leverages speed and aim. Those vast pads distribute pressure, protect joints, and hush the stride. Endurance engineering for moving heavy miles. By contrast, a rhino concentrates weight forward. Thick neck, chest, and shoulder girdle forming a battering prow. At short range, a white rhino drives that forward heft into a narrow horn platform, turning a few explosive strides into a surgical threat. When an elephant advances, grasses bow and saplings bend. Its bulk shapes the path as much as it follows one. Rhinos start early. Calves weigh around 100 pounds at birth and can run within hours, staying tight to the cow during sudden dashes. That brief sprint delivers a high-pressure, precisely aimed hit, devastating if the point finds soft tissue or an exposed flank. Elephants answer differently. Absorb, anchor, then redirect. Head, tusks, and sheer weight pushing, twisting, and grinding momentum rather than stabbing. Weight distribution is the quiet decider. Elephants spread mass across a broad frame for stability and endurance. Rhinos stack it forward to convert distance into damage. So, in collisions, elephants tend to smother, pin, and shove opponents off balance. Rhinos try to split the defense with a decisive front-loaded strike. Bottom line, elephant equals sustained momentum and pressure. Rhino equals focused impact over short ground. Two different ways that weight becomes weapon. The elephant's trunk, part limb, part sensor, works like a powerful multi-tool. It can heft logs, drag brush, and steady massive weight. Yet those fingertip grips pluck a single berry with surgical finesse. The rhino's horn is a focused instrument, force gathered into a single point, ideal for puncturing gaps and prying an opening. In the rush, it directs momentum cleanly, without flourish. Inside the trunk lie roughly 40 to 60,000 muscles, granting touch, smell, and microcontrol rarely seen in mammals. It siphons water, gathers food, greets family, signals alarm. With it, an elephant can uproot, toss, cradle, and finally place. A rhino's horn is compacted keratin, hair-like fibers fused, capable of regrowth after damage. Built to ram, to jolt rivals off balance, to thread through a seam in defense. Its silhouette alone carries threat, a warning written in profile. In a clash, the horn aims straight. The plan is simple, the message clear. Tussle example. The rhino lowers and drives. The elephant feints, angles the trunk to nudge the head aside. Push, parry, reset. The horn concentrates impact into a pinpoint target. The trunk extends reach, sweeps, levers, and sets up tusks, while the rhino must close tight and commit on a direct line. Rhinos wear thick, rugged skin that blunts thorns and deflects glancing blows. Natural protection shaped by rough habitats. Elephants' hide, though tough, is about regulation. Creases trap water and mud, cooling the body and discouraging biting insects. Rhino skin forms heavy folds with dense collagen, creating flexible shields that move as the animal charges through brush. It shrugs off scrub and clashes, yet remains sensitive to heat and flies, driving wallowing and shade-seeking behavior. Oxpecker birds glean ticks from rhinos and often act as early alarms. Their sharp calls can cue a head-up, ears-forward response. For elephants, mud is sunscreen and repellent. Slow, heavy coats of clay bead along wrinkles, sealing moisture against the sun. Beneath the hide, massive muscle and fat layers cushion impacts and shelter deep-set organs from stray horns or tusks. Both species dust, elephants tossing earth, rhinos rolling, fine particles filling microcracks to dry, soothe, and deter parasites. Rhino skin's thickness and fiber structure dampen cuts and reduce laceration risk during clashes and brush-throughs. Elephants keep vital organs deeper within the body, buffered by formidable mass, protection by depth, not plates. True danger is soft spots, eyes, throat, belly. In heat or swarms, mud and shade protect. Bite isn't the decider here. Elephants carry huge molars built to grind, not to gouge. Rhinos too use strong jaws for cropping vegetation, solid for feeding, not fighting. So let's pivot to the quirky dentistry that powers them. These teeth are engines of endurance, chewing hour after hour to fuel colossal bodies. Elephant teeth advance through the jaw like a conveyor belt, replacing the worn plates. Across a lifetime, they cycle up to 6 sets, pulverizing tough grasses, bark, and reeds. As old molars wear down and fall away, new ones glide forward to take their place, steady, relentless, efficient. Black rhinos wield a prehensile upper lip, pinching twigs and browsing shrubs with neat precision. White rhinos mow short grasses with a wide, square muzzle, nature's lawnmowers at work. In a clash, tusks, horn, and sheer body mass decide. Teeth mostly fuel the tank that drives the fight. In a sprint, rhinos reach about 50 to 55 kilometers per hour. Elephants peak near 40. Rhinos get there fast. Short, explosive acceleration, horn forward. Elephants build speed in rolling strides, not sudden bursts. They weaponize momentum, mass, tusks, and trunk control rather than snap attacks. A rhino's compact frame channels force straight ahead. Heat is the limiter. After a dash, they wallow or shade to dump excess warmth. That sprint ends in a concentrated, front-loaded impact. At close range, that combo makes rhinos terrifying. Close fast, strike, disengage. Elephants can't jump. Elastic foot cushions store and release energy each step, giving a smooth, efficient gait that stays stable over rough ground. With more mass in motion, an elephant's shove can outcarry a rhino's hit. Charge dynamics. Rhino, accelerate, puncture, unbalance. Elephant, push, twist, tusk, hold ground. Terrain decides. Open plains favor a lethal rhino run. Thicket, woodland, or slopes favor elephant turning and weight. So speed is context, motion plus body plan plus weapon alignment. Elephants show high social intelligence. Herds stay in tight contact, trading infrasonic rumbles that carry for kilometers. Matriarch memory recalls waterholes and routes after years without rain. At threat, adults wheel to face out, calves inside, moving as one on the matriarch's cue. Rhinos are more solitary, meeting mainly to mate or contest space. They map that space with communal dung middens, scent billboards updated nightly. Dominant males scrape, spray urine, and leave layered messages along boundaries. Elephant herds pass knowledge, migration corridors and hidden pans across generations. Such memory-driven teamwork deters predators and diffuses conflict. Rhinos, especially larger species, tend to patrol alone, reading scents and dung trails to avoid rivals or to challenge them. Their behavior blends stealth, sudden charges, and uncompromising defense of territory. Cognition matters. Elephants weigh options, exchange calls, and plan over time. Rhinos act decisively, close distance fast, resolve the threat, then disengage. Collective caution versus solitary strategy. Mindset can tip an even match. In a direct one-on-one, context rules: wind direction, visibility, terrain, age, sex, and health. Elephant height and vantage versus a rhino's sharp hearing and scent can flip outcomes. Picture an open plain with steady wind at the elephant's back, clear sight lines, room to angle and sidestep a charge. The elephant uses reach and mass to parry, angle, and push back, then punish with tusks if the rhino commits too straight, or deliver a trampling shove that ends the run. Now, dense bush with crosswind, noise, scent swirls, and low visibility. A young or injured elephant is at risk if a fit rhino closes unseen. In that thicket, the horn and explosive acceleration can find purchase and turn the battle in a heartbeat. Broad open ground favors elephant control. Tangled cover favors rhino surprise. A conservation aside, both are keystone species. Conflicts are rare and risky. Most encounters end with bluffs, space, and survival. Verdict: the elephant wins more often, but context decides. Wind, visibility, terrain, and timing can hand the rhino the day. Quick, elephant or rhino, who's your champion? Elephants are ecosystem engineers, opening water paths, knocking trees to turn thicket into grasslands that feed countless animals. Rhinos mow grazing lawns. Their constant trimming keeps tender shoots coming, drawing zebras, wildebeest, and birds to dine. Now pick your side in the comments, then tap subscribe for the next showdown. See you next week.